Our next topic is the state of the industry. Where is Metaverse today? Current state, future state, where is it? And that discussion is going to be led by Patricia Keating, who's the scale lead for PwC Ventures here in the Middle East. So I welcome you to the stage. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Your Highness, Your Excellencies, esteemed guests. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to be here with you today. I'm going to just ask my panel to come and join me immediately on the stage because we've got a jam-packed 15-20 minutes for you. Forbes has reported in the Middle East that the UAE is 4th in the world when it comes to meta-related Google searches. We've just announced our Metaverse Dubai, which is itself dubbed itself as the biggest virtual city in the world. We've just launched our Meta Incubator at the World Trade Center, so we're now incubating meta startups and Web3 startups. And even Snoop. Snoop's got Snoopverse. He's launching music videos in there, he's got NFTs in there, and it's incredible. The world has gone meta mad. And we've heard lots of those examples over the course of the last 2 days. There's lots of applications for entertainment, for e-commerce, for real estate. But today we're going to look at the industrialization of the metaverse. Now, don't believe all the hype. This isn't a revolution. The metaverse has been around. It's an evolution. And I've got a group of futurist panels who are going to take us on a whistle-stop tour on what's next in commercialization of the technology. So, let's kick off. What is the reality of the metaverse in the commercialized state? Christian, you are immersed in the metaverse with You Show Me with your virtual events, but you were actually fortunate enough to be at the start of the metaverse in its kind of realization stage at the Meta conference with Facebook. Can you kind of shed a bit of light on it for the audience? Tell us a bit about it.
Sure. 2008, there was Metaverses, there was Second Life, since 2003, which was a game, but it had the feeling of the Metaverse. But in 2008, at F8 of Facebook, you would see what is the vision of Facebook. Not only avatars meet there for what reason soever, but make business there, meet there, for business reasons, meet in a meeting room. Not only for avatars, but also for you as a personality, for you as a business person. And bringing that to the time now, with NFTs, as you just mentioned, but with proper use cases. It's not tech for tech's sake. It's use cases that have to be viable and that have to be useful these days. And this is what we're trying to bring to the companies and help them out and find an ecosystem with NFTs within the metaverse to then basically make a proper use case, make the metaverse livable.
Yeah, no, it's so interesting. We're talking about this meta experience, but now we're talking about real reality. The Meta bringing in a bricks and mortar store. MetaCon is going to be a physical Meta conference coming to Dubai. It seems to be everything's just blending and merging together. Now, in March, Dubai's own open world meta startup, Econikos, raised $2 million. And they're launching their own sandbox to go head-to-head with the likes of Decentralized, Sandbox, and they're basically going to be selling digital land. But Michael, this is one for you. You always talk on your LinkedIn, you've got the only way to understand change is to dive into it and learn how to dance. But as a business, how do I, we're here as business people, how do I dive into the metaverse? Do I build my own? Do I buy into somebody else's? How does it work?
The metaverse itself, of course, we are as a European Blockchain Association are looking onto it from 27 countries. So it's 27 perspectives. It's compared to the UAE, of course, always kind of a common ground, common ground on it. And normally the metaverse is kind of acting as a kind of a geo-global system at the moment. It's not about buying into the metaverse at the moment. It's about education first. It's about really bringing the people up to speed at what they think about is coming up next. If it's a sandbox, it's somebody else who is really representing the metaverse. Nobody knows at the moment. There's a lot of hype about it, but what is sure is there is an independency that is decentralized, that is moving quite fast at the moment. And a lot of money is poured in, not only on the one side, but also a lot of money has been made in the metaverse. Therefore, when it comes to decision-making, where to invest, I would invest first in education, first in really building up the trust within companies, what to do and how to act on a strategic side in order to then act on buying land or whatever you want to do on a practical manner.
Yeah, it sounds like we need the United Nations of the metaverse if we have this many people legislating for it in different ways.
Yeah, you know, basically the metaverse itself is just a channel at the moment. There is a different channel in order to reach people and maybe people you were not able to reach before.
Yeah.
However, the metaverse itself, even whatever you want to select and call the metaverse, is always a chance not only to reach people, but also to be able to interact with future dependencies. Meaning, whatever you want to do in the metaverse is kind of a sandbox, a playground to act on actions that you want to have in real life. And it's cheaper than ever before. So for people and political decision makers or people in power at the moment to decide, metaverse implementation is always a very, very feasible way to test ground future actions in a very, very smart kind of way.
Yeah.
And that is, I think, one of the most competitive edges at the moment that the metaverse can bring to honored guests and, of course, decision makers in the room.
Perfect. Now, David, I want to come to you next because you and I have had a few chats over the last few days, and you said to me that you love the quote from the founding father of the United Arab Emirates, and it says, "Future generations will be living in a world that is very different to our own." And from that to which we are accustomed, it is essential that we prepare ourselves and our children to this new world. Now, what does that mean for you as strategy, as regulator leader for PwC Legal in Switzerland, and what's the aspect from the European side in the respect of the world of metaverse and NFTs? Tell us now.
Thank you, Tricia. Well, first of all, we just learned that in the center is really the human. We also learned that we are all here to do a better world together. We had this message in the last very good panel. So this quote from the founding father of this amazing nation is, in my view, really about care and about prosperity. So first about care. To care about people is about helping them to build a framework that is safe for them. People need safety. How do you do that? You need a regulatory compliance. People need to know what they can trust in, and the investors need to know, the population, the companies. So the regulatory framework is very, very important for the metaverse. That means you need anti-bribery laws, you need AML laws, you need anti-competition laws, you need intellectual property laws, you need contract laws, and so on and so on. So that's the foundation of it all. Secondly, prosperity. So we are all here to do something very good for the people. And so far, in the world of Web 2, in the world of LinkedIn, we were pushing out messages, right? So we just pushed out our messages, and we expected people to take on this message and to consume this message. So now we go further, we go into the Web 3. This time we engage people, right? So let's engage people. Okay, so what's your favorite brand of clothes?
Philippe Plein, in fact. It would be Philippe Plein.
Okay, thank you very much. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite color?
Purple.
Thank you very much. Okay, so in future we will bring products into the metaverse. It's going to be NFTs. So the Philippe Plein, which my colleague and friend here likes, we will bring into the metaverse. Okay, so we speak a lot about engagement of people in the metaverse. So it's about building a place in the metaverse, building a portfolio of people, building an experience, and then building a community. So building the experience means including people. It's all about co-creation in the world of Web 3. So we are going to take now this amazing brand with the suggestion from the community, from the lady, which is purple. And she can basically influence the new set of clothes of this amazing fashion brand in the metaverse. So you might think, okay, that's it. Well, the cool thing is, what's your favorite car?
Porsche. Porsche.
Okay, so in the metaverse, if you have this amazing purple piece of clothes, and if you have a Porsche in the metaverse, if you get these two NFTs, and you are the holders of these two NFTs, you might get a Porsche in the purple color in the design of these clothes. And this is the empowerment. That's why the products in the metaverse are so much bigger than anything we have seen. And with that, thanks very much.
Woo! I want your shirt as my NFT.
May I add something to that? Of course, it's a very engaging speech. However, the product itself is already there. I think the most advantage in the metaverse is that the development to the product is given back to the people, right? So the whole asking what you want is kind of autodynamic. It's a process that is fluid, that cannot be controlled because it's controlled by the people, because it's decentralized. And therefore, it's a kind of power shift on the one hand, and on the other hand, a huge empowerment for business people who understand that power.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we're about to ask the man himself, he's actually creating the metaverse. Gebert, not only do you have your website builder company, which is a phenomenal success, but you're now actually building the Huri metaverse. Yes. And so we wanted to talk to you about that. Like I said earlier on, we've got Snoop Dogg in the metaverse, Deadmau5, even PwC is Snoop's neighbour in Sandbox. We are also in the Sandbox. But you know, we need to understand, you know, the metaverse, is it driving the internet? Is the internet driving the metaverse? Is the metaverse going to change the internet? You know, what's going to happen? Like, what is it going to look like for us all?
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
You're welcome.
I think metaverse is not competing with the internet. That's what I think. I think it's going to be built on top of the internet. And we all use the internet all the time, every day. We do purchases, we make connections, we connect with friends and families and do different stuff. We learn new knowledge, etc. So with Metaverse, we're going to change the way we make actions online. We purchase things, we learn new stuff, we connect with friends, etc. It's going to change. But Metaverse alone with the internet only is not going to perform well. So it requires some other stuff to be as part of the whole ecosystem, like other components like AR, VR, and brain computers and GPUs, etc. So yeah, I think it's going to be built on top of internet. And also, one important thing is because internet is not owned by anyone, right? It's not owned by a company or one person. It's like for the humanity. And I think that there are some companies that contribute to the overall growth of Metaverse in some manner. And they are going to take part in the general growth of Metaverse. But that's not going to change the form of internet being as a core component of Metaverse.
Yeah, no, I think it's just a big jigsaw, isn't it? We're putting it all together and we all want to be part of it. I'm just mindful that we've only got a couple of minutes left, so I want to ask my futuristic panel, where is next? What's next for the industrialization of the Metaverse? And I'm just going to whiz round this way, 30 seconds from each of you. Michael.
All right, you know, I think the next is always here. What we design today will be next. So they are basically the people who are laying the ground, like, you know, the ruler of Dubai has laid the ground for where we are now. So basically, you are the one deciding what the future will bring. So if you decide that there is something technical like the metaverse bringing a future, then I think it is a very smart decision. It will definitely not be a universe where we all have these Oculus glasses and running around and nothing is done by human-to-human interaction. Hopefully not. What it will be a line extension to existing infrastructures. Meaning, for example, in the UAE, Dubai, it will be to show tradition, culture, belief, and of course the beauty of the country and the people to other people in a totally new way and dimension. I've seen it at the Expo 2020, which is obviously now over, but there were a lot of feelings encapsulated. And I think the power of the metaverse is not only graphical and interactual, but it's developing and transferring possible feelings and emotions on an emotional layer to someone else who you would never touch before. And the power is quite massive there.
Yeah, it makes it much more inclusive. There's actually part of the expo
Yes.
display upstairs. Gebert, your final thoughts.
My belief here, what's going to be next, is that I think that people will start running more meaningful life. Parents are going to play with their kids more often, and we're going to do things that we love to do, and the rest is going to happen in Metaverse. Things that are routine work, etc., is going to stay in Metaverse. So that's it, yeah. Meaningful life.
Perfect. Inspirational. Christian.
I think the metaverse brings more interaction between people. It brings more communication, hopefully better communication. It depends how we organize the UX around it. And then I think it will hopefully, and it should hopefully not be another advertising place. Well, there will be some advertising, but it's not going to be, should not be going to be an advertising place, but a place that helps everybody in leading a better life, as you just said. And I think what is super important for all of that, which we cannot leave out, as Michael said before, it's education, it's trustworthiness, and it's also proper use cases that help people, that enriches the life of people, and not only just another fun place, but a meaningful place.
Amazing. Last word, David. Stand aside.
Thank you very much. So I think in about 40 years, when I look back at my life, probably I will remember the experiences which were the best I had, so the emotions. So I think an amazing way we are about to do is to start trying capturing emotions into NFTs. When you go to concert, when you have met an amazing conference, that you can capture that into an NFT and you can keep it with you and you can give it forward to the next generation and really contribute to the entire humanity. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
To all of you.
Thanks, everybody.